Hey you two! This is Megan's Apathetic Car Reviews, or as I like to call it, Parts and Emotional Labor.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
For the uninitiated, these reviews are meant to provide a unresearched, disinterested perspective in luxury cars, or supercars, or whatever. Today we are most certainly in the whatever category. Here we have is this a 2021?
Yep.
A 2021 giant Ram truck. What is it? Okay, 2021
Yep.
Dodge.
Technically, it's no longer Dodge.
What?
So they spun off Ram as its own brand.
Ram is his own brand.
Yep.
Good luck.
It's a Ram thing.
Good luck, guys. Whatever.
I know. I still call it Dodge. It's Dodge, but it's a Ram.
So they just don't. They're disavowing Dodge.
I guess
entirely?
so. Yeah.
Why is that? Because it's
Because there's such a bad connotation with Dodge, but the trucks were so good. I guess.
The trucks were so good, but Dodge. What was the bad connotation with Dodge?
Quality.
Quality. How did they earn that?
Building shitty cars for the last 2 decades.
Oh, okay.
Three decades.
Like what did they make?
The K cars.
What else did they make?
I mean, they made some good stuff.
Like what?
The Viper.
Oh. Okay, well, yeah, those are still relevant.
Yeah, Challenger, Charger. Those are pretty cool.
But they don't make Vipers
The
anymore.
Demon.
Oh, the Demon is so fun. Hi, Todd.
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa! Dan! Dodge is like, we're just like, never mind over here. Like, Dodge was never a thing.
Yeah.
Ram, it's
Ram.
all the trucks and the Ram. The Dodge is a brand is like ceased to be.
Yep.
I never thought I would have occasion to explore whether I dislike luxury cars or giant trucks more. But here we are. I'm sure you know this has earned Dan passive-aggressive comments for at least the next 16 decades. And because he already knows how I feel about it, he finally wore me down enough to say, fine, go get it. Go get it. You know, I'll make these comments and then Dan will be like, you know, there's stuff you do I don't like too. And then I'll be like, oh, no, very earnestly, like, what? Oh, what? And he goes, well, I don't know, because I don't make lists, because I'm a good person. There's not anything that I do that's nearly so obnoxious. So I own a Ferrari, I own a giant truck, and a giant trailer to tow said Ferrari. You know, honestly, this is the perfect occasion for Dan to just drive away into the sunset. But, and just, yeah, good. You got everything you need now, buddy.
Thank you.
Go. Off into the wild. Me and Mo will be just fine. Okay, let's talk about the fact that I'm out in the street right now. This automobile does not fit in the garage.
Correct.
Our house is pretty standard American 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like cute little house. Our garage is not big, but it's also pretty standard. Like our garage isn't weirdly small.
No, it's 24 by 24.
No, this won't fit in there.
Nope.
And that's f***ing dumb. People who own trucks, you know, like they're gonna do stuff with it.
Yeah. I'm
You're
gonna be a man.
Well, okay, so performative gender is one thing, okay? Sure. But performative gender we can get into in a little bit. But that people with trucks, especially trucks of this magnitude, this giganticness, they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do stuff with it. It's gonna be like a functional thing. 99% of you aren't doing anything functional with your trucks. I watch you. I live in Texas. I know what you're doing, and it's not hauling things at all.
Driving to work.
Yeah, you're driving to your office job and you're dying. Yeah, you don't do nothing. You're not a weekend warrior. You're not into carpentry. You're not like driving ATVs and like jet skis anywhere. You have a giant truck for no reason. Most of you. So like you're not a contractor. You're not like a rancher. You're not like a cowboy. No, most of you are totally full of crap, and there's a big overlap with the number of people who like this and the number of people who like Kid Rock. Do that Venn diagram. That's like a 90% overlap.
My name is
Like a more than like statistically significant number of people who like this and have beards that are just this little line.
Here are the key steps to getting a great chin strap beard. It adds a lot of character to any man's face.
Dude, I'm gonna get so much hate. This is heavy duty. Okay, so Dan, what makes it heavy duty? What makes it deserving of that distinction?
So it's the 3/4 ton, the 2500 versus the 1500 half ton.
So
that's got beefier suspension, beefier stuff, It can tow more, it can haul more. Bigger, heavier duty truck.
Like a rock.
Wrong brand.
I don't care.
That's out there.
Yeah, and this is turbo diesel. What does that mean?
It's a diesel that has a turbo.
So,
It's a diesel engine. It's a Cummins.
you know, like I heard a lot of excited, exasperated talk when you got this car about what is a Cummins.
Cummins is a manufacturer.
Okay,
They are very well known for making some of the best diesel engines.
cool. Why? I mean, what's cool about them?
They're just like bulletproof engines. Like
Oh, okay.
everything they make lasts forever.
Oh, well, that's good.
Their primary customer isn't trucks like this. Their primary customer is like Caterpillar and John Deere and like big shit, you know, like big stuff.
Sure. I guess maybe like when I think of like Mercedes makes a lot of commercial vehicles.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And so you don't really think of it.
Or Volvo.
Yeah.
Volvo probably sells more semis than they do cars
Why did you pick a diesel versus a non-diesel?
because of two things: fuel economy and capacity.
So tell me about fuel economy and diesel.
The diesels get actually better fuel economy. You
More
get-
miles to gallon.
Correct. Yep.
And the diesel gas is different. How?
It's not gas, it's diesel.
What does that mean?
So diesel is actually not super flammable. Like if you dropped a match in a bucket of diesel, it would put the match out.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's a totally different engine design. The way it works is totally different.
What is it made out of then?
Diesel, it's still petroleum, you know, still from a petroleum product. Diesel is more like kerosene. It's kind of like crappy gas. Like, you know, you have different grades of oil. Really high grade stuff is like
So
gasoline.
it takes less refinement.
Correct.
So it
Yeah,
would be cheaper?
It's sometimes cheaper. They changed its formula for the EPA in like 06 or something like that, and it got more expensive, but it's still cheaper than like premium.
Well,
generally.
sure. But most trucks shouldn't take premium regardless, right?
No, believe it or not, like I think Kent's truck has got the V6 twin turbo. I think it takes
They
mid-grade
put premium in these things?
because of the turbos.
That's so like, I'm so fancy.
I'm so fancy.
I put premium in my truck. Trucks are supposed, what?
Yeah.
So you're putting like Ferrari gas in these. These trucks require
Some of them.
fancy gas.
Some do. Not all of them.
Aren't trucks supposed to be like rugged?
Yeah, well, that's why diesel. I
Okay.
mean, we could refine some cooking oil and put it in this thing and it would actually work.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
hmm
That's what she said.
Okay, so it's got a big grill. Is this a stylist? This is just a stylistic point. There's
Yeah.
nothing to this.
Well, it's an air for the cooling.
Oh, okay. It's got okay. It's
It
like
needs a lot of cooling with big engine.
scoopy things. Why are there? These are.
Towing hooks.
But why would you? Towing goes in the back.
Well, you could like pull something out of the ditch or something.
Oh, like
put some chains
if
on
you
it.
reverse.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Or it could get towed.
Hey, Rachel! Oh, God! She's about to tell you she's gonna bust it out on the Peloton.
Yep.
Follow her on Insta. Good Lord, the wheel wells are huge,
Yeah.
and the tires are gigantic. Actually, the tires, as gigantic as they are, don't even look that big because the wheel wells are so big.
Yeah.
Is that because dudes decide that they need gigantic monster truck tires?
Some do. But it's more for just clearance and, you know, if you go off-road or something.
I guess so. Yeah, because that's one of the primary things I see again with the dudes who are playing Limp Bizkit as they run along the road with their pencil beards is that they have gotten tires, even though these are large tires. They'll go and get tires twice this size.
Yeah.
What does that do to the car, performance-wise?
Makes them slower,
Sure.
crappier mileage, but they can go off-road if they ever actually did.
They don't go off-road.
Most of them don't.
Yeah, they don't. They're lying to themselves.
Yeah, but it looks cool.
It does look really cool. We've all got like companionship needs in our lives, and it, like other dudes are like, hey, I like your Dodge Ram Dodge, not Dodge. You're like, yeah, thanks. It's cool. I totally off-road in it. And oh, you totally off-road too? I totally off-road. We should off-road together. No, how about we just go get coffee? Yeah, I mean, we could off-road anytime, but let's go get coffee. I'm so tired of off-roading. I've done it so much this year. It's got like commercial size mirrors,
Yeah.
which I'm guessing you're gonna want because it is so large.
Correct.
Yeah. In solidarity with neckbeard guys everywhere, I'm appropriately drinking Mountain Dew as I stand next to my truck. Okay, so explain to me torque as a concept.
Sure. Torque is like kind of hard to explain, but torque is like basically the power of the vehicle, so like how hard it can pull. And diesels produce tons of torque. They actually produce low horsepower generally, but tons of torque. So
Torque and horsepower have nothing to do with each other.
they do,
But-
there's actually a formula.
But you can do low horsepower and high torque?
Yeah, so diesels do low horsepower, high torque.
What's the horsepower on this?
It's only like 370.
That is low.
Yeah, for this big of an engine.
Yeah, I'm used to hearing just ridiculous
600, whatever.
Yeah, ridiculous horsepower numbers.
So this is like the opposite of the Ferrari engine. The Ferrari engine is 560 horsepower, only like 400 foot-pounds of torque. This is 370 horsepower.
Foot-pounds. I don't even understand that as a unit of measurement.
Yeah, it's a weird measurement. This has 850 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay, yeah, so, I mean, naturally you're not going to pull cars out of ditches with your Ferrari.
No,
Yeah.
it wouldn't do very well.
No, low
It
torque.
also produces torque at a very low RPM. The diesel engines don't spin very fast. They don't, the Ferrari goes to 9,000 RPMs. This only goes to like 2,500. It's very,
Moving on.
yeah.
Um,
Okay. Oh, the towing capacity is over 20,000 pounds.
Cool.
So it could have a trailer with over 20,000 pounds.
How many pounds is your 458?
Like 3,200.
Okay, so it could pull like 5 or 6 or
Yeah.
of
Cool.
your 458s?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good.
Like all stacked in on each other?
Yeah.
Some type of special trailer?
They have stackers.
Oh, okay. I'm sure they do. I'm
Mhm.
sure they do. God bless those wives. Oh, it's got toe straps. Towing stuff with my foot pounds. So many foot pounds. So I guess we want me to drive this.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Ugh. All right. Now, let me give you a perspective of how tall this truck is. I'm standing on the ground. Guys, the steering wheel is clearly like it's 5'3" or 5'4", and I'm 5'2".
Yep.
This is dumb. Oh, by the way, do you like Element fire extinguishers? You can buy them on normalguysupercar.com.
That's right.
Use the code NGS10, get 10% off. Foot on brake, push button. Okay.
There we go.
One of the best features, from my perception, thus far on this vehicle has been the fact that you can start it while you're still inside your house and let it warm up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although you can get that in a lot of regular cars.
Yeah, it's
these
pretty
days.
common now.
Yeah. So this says average mile per gallon 15.9. So yeah, that's really great fuel economy. As we said before, I think the interior is really nice. The materials are nice. Is this leather or what is this?
Yeah, it's leather.
Okay. There's
got
a little bit of
Alcantara.
Alcantara.
Yeah, there's a little
little bit of Alcantara up in there.
Yeah.
And so people have said that the interior on this one is much nicer than other trucks.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah. It's pretty much the nicest interior in a truck right now.
Oh, okay. Well, this is like the prima donna, like cushy inside.
Mm-hmm. It's the, someone says the cowboy Cadillac.
Mm. Can definitely not see anything that's in front of this truck.
That's what this is for.
Yeah, no, that's pretty impressive. But you only need that because it's so obnoxiously tall and big.
True. You can even get like a front view.
Yeah,
Front
this is a
views.
technological solution to a problem they created by making an automobile this big. And you're like, whoa, that's really nice. Until you think about like, well, that wasn't a problem that needed solving until they made this monstrosity. What is this?
That's how you put it in gear.
Oh, God, I've never had one of these things.
You build column shifts.
That is a thing. I've never column shifted something.
Yep.
Where is the little...
It says it up on the dash.
It does?
Yeah.
Okay.
CPRND.
Okay.
Yep. That's neutral drive.
Okay.
On the parking brake's on.
Where? Successfully got the parking brake off.
Yep.
So dumb. Feels like you're driving in, you're taking up 1.5 lanes. It feels like a garbage truck. This is how the school bus driver felt all those years. I mean, that's how high you are.
Yeah, we're about,
Yeah.
about the same height.
Yeah. Okay, of all the automobiles that try to chase the Ferrari down, I'll give you like a guess as to which regular car most commonly tries to race the Ferrari when we're out and about.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
It's always a big truck.
Yeah.
Always. Why is that?
I don't know.
Why
But-
is that big truck guys try to race the Ferrari? And it's like it is cliche. It's a trope at this point. I don't know why that is. You tell me, guys. But again, I think it has something to do with the very suspicious overlap of truck owners and people who like Kid Rock. or Limp Bizkit, whatever, Linkin Park, whatever.
Linkin Park.
You know, a lot of people disrespect traffic laws, and Austin is certainly known for not the best drivers in the world. I think Austin is pretty infamous for how terrible the traffic is. Not just because it's traffic and like that's annoying, but because people drive like terribly.
Yeah.
Terribly. Austin, I don't think, has any more or less trucks than anywhere else in Texas. There's just a lot of trucks in Texas. The truck people certainly fit into that culture of terrible driving, though. They don't care if you survive. When they're merging into, like, on I-35, and, like, I've never seen someone merge illegally 4 different ways at the same time, but that's trucks. They don't care that you're a Mini Cooper and that you are being lawful. They will run you off the road. They want to merge now. They just presume that because they are big, you will move.
They're kind of right, which sucks.
I have deep, deep contempt for you people.
I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're gonna hear about it.
Also, like, my Mini, guess what? In a race, you go, like, okay, so, like, let's talk about how laughable, yeah, sure, it's like, ha, funny thing when the truck guys, trucks exactly like this one, come up and try and race the Ferrari every time we take the damn Ferrari out. What's funny is my Mini Cooper in a race is going to kick all these. Like Mini Cooper is way faster than this truck.
Yeah.
You know.
This truck for sure.
So why are you chasing a Ferrari? You can't beat my Mini Cooper on a quarter mile. And I don't want to tow anything because, much like you, I don't really ever do that. So your car has no advantages from my point of view.
But it's big.
It's big.
It's manly.
I'm gonna race this Ferrari. I'm gonna lie to myself about how fast my truck goes, just like I lie to myself about how functional it is. Oh my god. Maybe this video is not fair to call it an apathetic car review. I think I'm digging in because I now own this automobile.
Yeah. You gotta give it a little extra shade.
Yeah, no, I own this automobile, and so it's like, it would be not fair to call it a disinterested, because I am a major stakeholder in this giant truck now. I am not totally dispassionate in my reviewing it. It's hard to remain unbiased of a thing that you're like, oh, then like dragging it home. How much does this car cost? I actually happen to know. Well, how much did we actually end up spending on it? Damn.
It was like 65 or something, less
Okay.
tax.
Okay, what's out there in the car world for 65? A lot of things.
Oh, we could have bought a Corvette C8.
I don't want that either.
No.
It would have been more fun, but
Much more fun.
yeah, it's like turning the Lusitania. It's like, oh, we turned. Okay, so should we send it? Send it. And so, is this the same brand that makes that T-Rex truck thing that you
Yeah.
kept showing me the video of the one?
Yeah, the one I got destroyed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so T-Rex is like,
A different version of this truck.
and it has actual horsepower and not just
Yeah.
torque.
Yeah.
How many horsepower does T-Rex have?
I think it's like 800 something.
Okay, so like the Demon.
Yeah, it's basically.
But it's still like the heaviest POS ever.
Well, it's heavy.
So
yeah.
unlike the Demon, it's like
It's not gonna go as fast as the Demon, no.
yeah. You probably have to put like 1,600 horsepower in these things to make them actually go.
It's about right.
Yeah.
There's people that do that with these diesels. They give up to like 2,000 horsepower.
Sounds like a good way to blow something up.
They do.
This truck was more than enough expense for an automobile. But once you get into that range of truck,
They're even more.
they're well over 100 grand.
Some of them, yeah. There was trucks well into the 6 figures.
Once you get into that, like, upper echelon of truck expense, you being like a rugged individualist who's like hauling stuff is also laughable. Middle class, blue collar dudes don't spend over 100 grand on a truck.
No.
Be real.
No.
So what's like an expensive option on these?
I mean, the diesel engine is like $10,000.
Oh, okay. I have really given it the car like piece of my mind. Let's talk about the fact that like what happened in the last week in Austin did endear the it endeared my husband to me, but it endeared the truck to me. Well, as you know, we had like a once-in-a-century weather event here in Austin and in Texas at large in the past week, and you know, we got down into the, like, what was it, the 7-degree range,
Yeah.
and had 8 inches of snow and a huge amount of ice that effectively shut down the state of Texas for a week. Dan was able to take this car and really do a lot of good with it and help people. He rescued a bunch of people out of ditches. He got a lot of the medical professionals to and from their work at the hospitals. He got some people who were discharging from the hospitals with no way to get home, safely home. He was able to bring water to a bunch of folks. Like, okay, so that's cool. I mean, that's very opportune that the truck came right as there could be an event to demonstrate the charitable advantages of owning an automobile like this. That's never going to happen again in our lifetime, probably. Although,
In Texas, probably not.
my parents lost power, and you know, my parents are like, they're like firmly in the boomer category. We were able to successfully extract my mother from their house, which lost power for 3 days. Tried to extract my father, but he is an incorrigible little man who refused to leave his house, mostly I think because he was worried about his pool pump or something. Slept in like a 40-degree house in front of the fire with his dog. If you feel like I put up a lot of Dan's shenanigans, is because like, I was long ago inoculated to absolutely obnoxious and irrational masculinity by my father, who wins in a contest with Dan any day, pretty much with anyone. I love you, Dad. Oh, BTW, while my dad was attempting to man his pool over at his freezing house, chopping away at the surface ice of the pool for whatever reason, and he fell in. My dad, who's like a $110, fell into his pool, and thank God he didn't hit his head. I don't know. I'm telling this story. My dad doesn't watch these videos, so he's never gonna know.
Lenore might tell him.
Maybe, like, my mom occasionally watches your videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it endear the truck to me that we were able to go rescue my mother and bring her to safety and then help a bunch of other people? Yeah. Okay, so in summation, Dodge Ram diesel truck has a lot of functional capacities, most of which will never be utilized by the grand majority of owners thereof. Yes, it's true, Dan can haul a trailer with supercars in it now. Yay. To take the edge off the harshness, like, this truck did a lot of good, and of that I am very proud. Thanks for watching, guys. I guess smash that subscribe button. We're gonna be doing a lot of car stuff and truck stuff. It's gonna be sweet.